Saturday. So we're having
Saturday quiz! Yay!
yes, we're having Saturday quiz. In today's Saturday quiz, we're going to do a quiz on geography. So Chantel, tell me the difference between the lines of latitude and of longitude.
Lines of latitude are imaginary lines that go around the Earth west to east, and lines of longitude are also imaginary lines that go north to south on the Earth.
Good girl. Secondly, I'll ask you a question about climate zones. Tell me the climate of these different countries. Canada.
Canada has a polar climate. A polar climate is somewhere where it is cold all year.
Yes, very cold and dry all year round. Brazil.
Brazil has a tropical climate. A tropical climate is somewhere where it is hot and wet.
Most of the year. Spain.
Spain has a Mediterranean climate. A Mediterranean climate is somewhere where it's mild winters and hot summers.
And dry, hot summers. Dubai.
Dubai has a desert climate. A desert climate is where somewhere has sandstorms and hot all year round, and some deserts are cold.
Yeah, but Dubai has dry and hot all year round. UK.
UK has a temperate climate. A temperate climate is somewhere where it is mild summers and cold winters.
Well done, well done. Shalom. Define population growth and provide positive and negative effects of population growth.
Okay. Population growth is the growth of a population within a given period of time. Yes.
What are the positive and negative effects?
The positive and negative effects of population growth. Well, first, with a positive of population growth is that it increases your workforce, and another positive is that it strengthens the economy because it brings more outputs out of the country, so then you put it on the global market. And a negative of
and also larger labor force, isn't it?
yeah.
Okay, negative?
A negative for a very big population can be unemployment because there's not as much jobs because there's a lot of people. Another one could be a big gap between rich and poor people.
Why is that?
Because the resources of that place is stretched, if you know what I mean. It has to be.
Okay, so there's strains in the
cannot
resources.
Cannot be equally shared sometimes, we may find. Yeah.
Okay. What about this? When you have a large population, does it decrease innovation because then
Increase or decrease?
Increase innovation because they are scarce resources? So
yeah, it does.
How does it do?
I want to give an example of GMOs, genetically modified foods. They have been made to try and stop world hunger with using more efficient ways of making food.
Okay, however, they have some disadvantages.
Yeah.
Okay, well, on the same topic of population growth, can you give an example of a country that had to implement aggressive measures to counteract this alarming population growth?
One example is China. Well, China in the 1970s, the Chinese government realized that their population was being very unsustainable, and measures had to be taken to try and decrease this growth. So in 1979, the Chinese government issued policies and laws to try and decrease this growth. One of them was the one-child policy, in which couples were only permitted to have one child, and if they did, they would have had benefits such as wages increases, free education, free healthcare, these kind of things.
Okay, that's fine. Do you want to delve into positive and negative effects?
Okay. The positive and negative effects of this policy was that the positives was that it actually did work. So right now the population of China is 1.3 billion, taken by a census in 2008. So it did work.
What was it expected to be if the population grew?
1.8 billion.
Okay,
Which
so
will
there's
become very
dramatically decreased. Yeah.
That is the main positive. A negative.
What about increased standard of living? Did that enhance?
Yes, it did. It did enhance the standard of living of people because it was more easier for people to get.
What about women? Is there any women who had fewer?
Yes, I was going to just move on to that. Women now have now are more working more on their jobs, if not
careers, advancing their careers.
Yeah.
Okay, because they don't have more chores in taking. Okay. Do you have any negative effects?
Yes. One negative effect is that right now there is a gender imbalancement in China because in the past people favored boys instead of girls. So when they had a girl, they would have taken aborted abortion.
Okay.
So right now there's gender imbalancement with a lot more men than women.
Okay. Any other negative of the policy even at that time?
Pardon?
Even at that time in the 70s, were there any negative effects of the policy? Private lives interfering?
Oh, yes. Well, yes. Private lives in China was very interfered because the government wanted to see if they had any other children, so if they were abiding by the law or not.
Okay, so there were local officials going around. Okay, that is fine. Chantel, I'm going to ask you a question about natural features. Can you define what are natural features?
Natural features are things made not by man. Example are mountains, rivers, and forests, etc.
Okay. I'll need you to tell me what these natural features are or where they are located. 1. A mountain range separating France from Spain. Pyrenees, yes. The longest river in Europe.
The river Volga in Russia.
Where are the Appalachian Mountains?
Appalachian Mountains are in Russia.
North America. Where is Amazon River?
South America.
Which country?
Brazil.
Okay. What is the longest river in the world?
The River Nile.
Where is its source?
The continent is Africa. The country is Egypt.
Okay. What is the longest river in the UK?
The River Severn, and it flows in Wales. It starts in Wales, then goes to England.
Well done, well done. Shalom. What are fossil fuels and explain the disadvantages of using them?
Well, fossil fuels are remains of dead animal or plant matter that has been squashed for presumably millions of years.
Okay. Can you give me an example of them?
Examples of them would be coal, oil, and natural gas.
Okay.
Now, the disadvantages of fossil fuels are as follows. 1, they are very pollutant. They're very pollutant. Yeah, pollutants. And they release carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, which higher the temperature of the Earth. When the sun rays come to Earth, they cannot escape because the carbon dioxide is not letting them escape. You know? So it rises the temperature of the Earth.
Okay.
Another disadvantage of them of fossil fuels is that they release sulfur dioxide, which causes acid rain when it collides with the atmosphere. Now, acid rain destroys trees and plants.
Okay, what about aquatic?
And pollutes aquatic
animals,
species.
isn't it? Okay. Do we have any advantages of these fuels?
Well, the advantages of these fuels can be that they're very easy to transport through tubes. And another advantage of these is that using a small quantity of these fuels, you can generate a huge supply of electricity.
Due to their calorific content. Is there any other advantage?
Another advantage can be that they're very easy to find.
Yeah, sort of.
More, yeah.
Okay, and we're using them, you know, we're
Yeah.
used to them for a while now, since the Industrial Revolution, isn't it?
Mm.
Chantel, can you tell us the difference between caves, arch, and stack?
Well, the difference between a cave is like when a rock has little holes and then the water comes and then erodes it, and then when it erodes it makes one big hole, and you can only go from that hole in one part in and one part out, and then how it forms an arch is like the water gets eroded and more eroded, and then it's eroded both sides. So
You
you
mean
go-
water erodes the caves more, isn't it?
Yeah, and
Mhm.
then you can go in from any side, out from any
It breaks
side.
through, and that forms what?
A arch, and then how it turns into a stack is like the arch, the roof of the arch collapses, leaving stacks of rock.
Well done, well done. Shalom. What are tectonic hazards, and why and how do they occur?
Well, to take tectonic hazards are hazards which have the potential to harm people and destroy the environment. Examples of this would be volcanoes, earthquakes, and tsunamis. Now, the way earthquakes and tsunamis are formed is when, because the earth has 4 layers: the mantle, the crust, the outer layer, and the inner layer. Now, because we're living on the crust and the crust is broken, when these layers move and shift, they create a seismic wave, which makes that area of land shake. Yeah. Now, how volcanoes form is that over time, because we're living on the crust and the crust is on the top of the mantle, when magma seeps in, over time it creates a sort of like mountain. It grows, if you know what I mean. So then, as it grows, it can destroy life and plant matter, and it will constantly grow until it reaches a point where it is extinct.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. What about the other ones? Earthquakes, and have you explained them?
Yes, I have.
Okay, that one I haven't heard. That one is in the sea.
Oh yes. Sorry, I didn't say it, but an earthquake is found on land, and a tsunami is in the water.
Okay, that is fine. Chantel, last question. Explain what is the water cycle and how does it work?
Water cycle is the cycle of the continuation of water and how it forms. First, the water gets heated by the sun, and when it gets heated by the sun, the water evaporates, turning into water vapor. Then it rises into the air and meets with the cold air, and then forms a cloud, and that is called
Condensation.
Next, the cloud gets so big that it can't fit in the sky, that it has to drop as rain. And when it drops as rain...
When it's cold, it drops as what?
When it's cold, it drops as snow. And that is called precipitation. Then next, the soil sucks.
The rain.
The rain goes over the ground and forms rivers or streams, and this is called surface runoff. And the soil soaks up the water, and that is called infiltration. And then plants soak up the water, and then through their roots, and then it goes to their leaves, then to the rest of the plant. Then it goes up into the air, and that is called transpiration. And it can also...
Where does water come from the plant? How does it come out?
Through the leaf.
And what does that form? How does it come out? In which form?
In water, in the form of water vapor.
Water vapor, yes. And then the cycle continues all over again. Well done, well done. That was very good. So thank you so much. We shall see you again on our next episode, on our next Saturday quiz, which will be on the Bible. Thank you.